Hey, what's up, fellas? Still May 6th, 2022. This video is about how you as a man can avoid the biggest mistake in your life. All right, start off with me. I got married too early. I got married when I was 21 years old. The girl I married was in Panama. Um, Big boobs, big butt, short little girl. Um, Very good looking. Um, I married her because I thought that was what I was supposed to do, and I didn't have anybody looking out for me. I'm not boo-hooing myself. I made the mistake. Now, we had children very early in our marriage, and I stuck it out till the both boys were 18, and then I what we call pop smoked, lift and shifted onto a new life. Was extremely unhappy for at least 20 years. That to me is the biggest mistake you can make in your life. Tying yourself to a person before you have become a man. Um, Back in the old days, they used to have all of these movies where a man couldn't ask a woman to marry her before he had proven himself to the world. Made his way in the world is, I believe, the catchphrase for that. And that should still hold true for you. Um, my advice is not for anybody who is in line with being passive towards a woman in a relationship. I don't believe that's the way things go. As men, we are protectors and in some cases providers. Nowadays, that's been modified. So um, I got out of my marriage. It cost me a buck ton of money. I gave up a $750,000 home in Manassas, Virginia. I gave up property in Central and South America. I gave up 3 cars, uh, all the furnishing. The only thing I left my relationship with my first wife was the clothes on my back and some money in my pocket. So, and I paid for the divorce because I wanted out of the marriage. Um, and then said my goodbyes and I left. I left Manassas, Virginia for El Paso, Texas. Now, all the things that I screwed up with in in picking a woman, I made sure I didn't do that the second time. I'm going to go sidetrack a little bit before I tell you what I did to pick my new wife out. Um, if you look out what's going on with a guy by the name of Johnny Depp, Depp, and a woman by the name of Amanda Heard, Heard. Um, there's that going on right now, and you can see how manipulative and just absolutely scummy women are. There's also the Believe All Woman and the hashtag Me Too. And I'm going to tell you something. As a man, whenever you deal with a woman, you have to protect yourself. They got women now coming back 15, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years. If you remember Chief Justice Kavanaugh, there was a woman coming back 30 years, 30, 40 years after he was in college with her, coming back and saying he raped her. Um, my advice to you is if you go out and drink and have a good time with your boys or guys, don't mess with any woman who's been drinking. Um, it'll come back and bite you in the ass. Again, the biggest mistake you can make in your life, financially, physically, and emotionally, is tying yourself to a woman before you have made it in life. So I know that's at this point in time, it's probably a duh, but I just wanted to say it. So, learning all the lessons that I learned about getting a prenuptial agreement signed and videotaped in front of attorneys, so no one can claim that she was under duress. Neither one of us can claim didn't know what we were signing or under duress. She gets a copy, their lawyer gets a copy, my attorney, and I get a copy of it. All of that, I went shopping for a wife. I had my standards. I can't. I'm 6'2". I don't want to be. You can't dance or do hardly anything with a short woman. So I think the shortest woman I would have ever considered for marriage or as a long-term relationship was at least 5'6" tall. She couldn't have any kids. She had to have her own money in her career. She had to have. She had to be pretty. She didn't have to be gorgeous. She had to be in reasonably good shape, but she didn't have to be a supermodel or bony. I don't know if you've ever messed around with a bony girl. That's very painful. Anyways, all that to say that they're out there. But if you want to avoid the biggest mistake you can make as a man, um, it is getting married too early. If you want to have a LTR, long-term relationship, or to get married, there are many things you must do to protect yourself before you ever do anything. If a woman won't sign a prenuptial agreement, kick her to the fucking curb. She's not worth the effort. She'll ruin your life. You have to be careful with who you sleep with, who you let into your life. They can ruin your life. What are you going to do if a woman comes back and she gets pissed at you and says you raped her? You're going to be set back at least 5 years and a fuck ton of money. All right? Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Stay away from fat single moms. Stay away from single moms at all cost. Bye-bye.